Honored to introduce Dr. Neena Gayatri Ramakrishnan, a remarkable individual whose journey from a small town girl to leading figure in education, social activism, and entrepreneurship serves as an inspiration to many. As the co-founder and CEO of ACENOVATION Hub Pta Limited, Dr. Neena has pioneered global initiatives through storytelling, while her extensive experience in teaching and administration has driven significant change and innovation. Her activism in AIDS awareness, prisoner rehabilitation, and elderly advocacy, combined with her contributions to sports and academic research, highlight her relentless determination, boundless compassion, and unyielding dedication to making a positive impact on the world. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Neena Gayatri.
This is special for me because I tell you why. Because it takes a long time for us to study, and then from where you studied, from an ordinary MBA degree, and then you don't know what to do. You're left out into the world. You don't know there are so many opportunities there, but nobody's willing to take you, and you don't know which way to go. Okay, so we've been through all that. You will go through all that. And I will, as I start the storytelling session, I will also tell you a little about my journey and how I've reached where I have right now. Okay, so those are lessons in management, and we'll have a lot of fun together. It is not the lecture thing, it is storytelling, right? So we begin with a story. Yes. Okay, Palestine was in the news for a lot of wrong reasons and right reasons, right? Now, in Palestine, there are two lakes. One is, any idea? The Sea of Galilee, and the other one is the Dead Sea. Both are lakes. Okay. Now, if you go to the Dead Sea, it's dead. There is absolutely nothing there. No life, no animals, no birds, nothing. Absolutely no noise. The air itself is just hung. Absolute silence. You go to Sea of Galilee, it's full of life. Birds everywhere, animals everywhere, children playing, houses, color, lights, life, a lot of fishes in the sea, and it's absolutely beautiful. Now both these lakes get water from one source, this River Jordan. Okay? River Jordan is the only source of water for both these lakes. How come one is dead and the other one is alive? Any idea? Dead Sea gets water from River Jordan and keeps it. It receives, it keeps. Receives, keeps. Receives, keeps. What happens? Stagnation. And when you stagnate, what happens? Nothing thrives. Right? Everything is dead. There's absolutely nothing in that sea. And nothing can come out of it also. Okay. Sea of Galilee, it gets water from River Jordan and immediately leaves it out into the ocean. Gets, gives. Gets, gives. So what happens? When you get something and when you give something, people thrive, the place thrives, you yourself thrives. There's a lot of life and living there. Right? So today I have received. Okay, and it's time to give back. Give back to whom? This lecture specially is my way of giving back to my professor, Dr. David Jawahar, whose relationship we've had for about 32 years now. 33 years back, we used to stand outside the MCC bus stop, wait for those buses along with sir, and we've had a lot of fun. We've learned a lot. And today, if I am somebody today, I owe a lot to him. Okay, and like I said, giving is living. So remember always, today you're sitting in this air-conditioned auditorium, okay, with all your friends, with your teachers, with people who serve you in so many ways. Remember always, whenever there is a time for you to give back, come and give back. Okay, with those words, suppose I tell you, a skeleton walks into this room, right? What would you all do? It has to be an interactive session. There's no wrong or right answer. Just feel free. Skeleton walks in, what would you do? Scream. Very good. Another one? Okay. What else? Dance. All right. Very well. Anyone else? Any other answer?
Take a video.
Take a video. Okay.
Post on it.
Post. All right. Okay. Right. So today I'll tell you what we will do with the skeleton. Okay, in storytelling, and also what we will do with the flesh that is there afterwards. Now again I'm going to take you back to a story. This is a Mexican story. Okay, this Mexican story, I'm going to tell you a lot of stories because I run a storytelling company. We run the world, you must have seen Miss World, Miss Universe, all that, right? On the same lines, we run the World Storytelling Championship. Okay, any idea who owned Miss World, Miss Universe? Any idea who owned the company? No? He's in the news. He's in the news right now, Donald Trump. Okay, so when we looked at all this, when we were thinking of starting the World Storytelling Championship, and when we looked at the world, we realized that if Trump can do something, why can't we? Right? So that's how we started. Okay, now we are a storytelling company. So we not only do run the World Storytelling Championships, we also do skilling through storytelling. Because today, storytelling is an all-pervasive skill. Right? So there's going to be a lot of stories. You will also be sharing stories. I will be sharing many more stories. And then at the end of it, let's talk about the skeleton and the flesh. Okay? Now, a Mexican story. In Mexico, a person who's written the story was a very imaginative person. Okay? So I want you to also imagine. Now from Mexico, if I tell you places in Mexico, you and I may not know. So what I will do, I will tweak it a little bit and we'll come straight to Tamra. Okay? Now there was a little bug. And this bug's name was, what shall we name the bug? It's a cockroach. Okay? What shall we name this cockroach? Subramani, all right. No, but I want this cockroach is a girl. So Subramani, no. Subra. Okay. Subra. So there was this cockroach called Subra. Now Subra lived in a big house. Okay. She had lots and lots and lots of dresses. She also had all the cockroach gadgets needed to keep her entertained and happy. But she lived with her parents. Okay? So a person who lives in a big house with lots of clothes and everything she wanted and all these entertainment gadgets and with her parents, she should be happy, right? But this cockroach was not happy. She was a very sad cockroach. And why was she sad? Subra thought she was very, very ugly. Every day, she would walk into her room, open the door, step in, close the door, lock the door, take out the mirror, look at herself and say, oh my God, I am so ugly. Look at my hair. Look at the frizzy hair that I have. Look at my eyelashes. No eyelashes at all. Look at my mouth. So thin the lips are. Look at my height. I'm not at all tall. She slammed down the mirror, feel very upset and go and sit down. As she opens the door and goes into the living room, and her parents are of course there, and they ask her, Subra, what's happening to you? Why are you looking so upset? She says, I'm so ugly. So what do the parents tell her? Like all parents do. You are the best. You're such a beautiful girl. There's nobody like you. So now what does Subra say? Right? You are my parents, you're my mom, you're my dad, that's all you'll tell me. I'm not interested, I'm not happy at all. And what happens? You start arguing a little, again go, shut the door, walk inside. This time don't even look at the mirror. She goes and she just sits down and she's scrolling. She also has these gadgets, right? She's scrolling her mobile. So as she's scrolling, suddenly there is this reel that comes up and then says there is this beauty parlor which is opened. Where? Which is the happening road on Tambaram?
Camp Road.
Camp Road, okay. There is this beautiful parlor opened in Camp Road. So Subra says, looks at it and says, wow, let me go in there. So she picks up her things and starts walking towards the beauty parlor on Camp Road. She walks into Camp Road. There's this huge billboard there, okay, which says whatever beauty parlor. And then she walks there. She's hesitating a little bit because it's the first time she's walking into a beauty parlor. She doesn't know what to do. She's feeling a little, not very confident. She walks inside and people look at her and some of them, okay, they come forward and say, yes, ma'am, what can we do for you? So she says, I'm looking for some wigs. So this person says, please come along, and takes her along and shows her some wigs. She finds one wig which is long, nice, shiny black hair, okay, and it's nice and wavy. She thinks it's perfect for her. So she buys the wig and she goes and she tries it on. Okay, and then what does she do? She fluffs her hair. Now those frizzy hair and all is not missing, right? So she fluffs her hair and she looks at herself in the mirror there and she's really liking herself. So she throws her hair back and she walks around. She's feeling a little more confident. So then she says, thank you. She walks out of the beauty parlor, walks back home. As she's walking back, she's actually now, a little more happier because this hair is looking nice. And she's walking home, touching her hair, looking at whether, people on the road are looking at her, etc. And she walks in. As she walks in, she realizes her mother and father are looking at her and they are surprised, but they don't want to say anything because it may lead to some problem. So they keep quiet. And so she walks in and she looks at them. She says, they've not said anything. She walks inside her room, locks the door, picks up the mirror, looks at the mirror and says, that's a hair, and likes it very much. And then she looks at it and said, the hair is nice, but what about my eyelashes? What about my lips? What about my height? I'm so small. Back again. So now she is still not happy. Okay, so the wig is in place and she's a little happy about that, but then she's now wondering what to do next. So next is the eyelashes. She says, just when I missed buying this. As I was looking for the wigs, I saw the false eyelashes. Why not I go buy that? So she looks at her watch and she says, okay, maybe I have an hour or so. She runs this time. She kind of knows the place. So she runs inside and says, can you please give me those eyelashes? They give it to her. She takes it. She puts it on. Now, she's not only, as she's walking, she's patting her hair, she's also fluttering her eyes and looking around. Little more confident. Okay, she walks back home and looks at the mirror, enters the room, looks at the mirror and says she's a little happier now. And okay, so she says 2 more things to do. What should I do? She says, let me think. And as she goes and sits in the living room and flips the magazines, she looks at a new brand of lipstick that's come. So thin lips can be made bigger. So what does she do? She orders for these lipsticks. She finds that she can get it in a day. So she orders for this lipstick. Next day morning, she's just waiting for this, delivery guy to come. She runs to the door, opens it, gets the lipstick and goes and back into her room, opens the door, takes the mirror, applies the lipstick and is feeling a little more happier. Now the only thing is the height. So what does she do? She is still not convinced about herself. So she walks out of the house and she's like, she's just tired of sitting inside. She walks out and as she's going for a walk, there's this friend of hers who bumps into her and says, hi Subra, long time no see. Why don't you come for my birthday party today? I'm so happy to see you here. So Subra says, definitely. I'm also tired of being on my own. I'll definitely come. The moment the friend goes, now Subra thinks, oh my God, I don't have anything to wear. So that's what happens, right? You have everything, especially the girls will know. You have so much in your cupboard and then something happens, you also don't have anything. So the same thing happens to her. So she is walking there, and as she walks inside, as she's walking on the road, she sees this beautiful, shop where a lot of nice clothes are hanging. As she walks in, she buys something for herself. She turns around and she sees this beautiful high-heeled slipper. She said, "Wow, now I'll become tall." So she buys that. Then she decides, let me try all this and let me just walk home and go from here itself. So now she's got that hair, okay? She's got the false eyelashes. She's also got the lipstick on. She wears a new dress, and along with the new dress, she's wearing those high heel slippers. Now, as she walks out of the shop, she's a much confident individual. So what does she do? You remember, she was a kind of a Mexican cockroach. So she's got this lovely hair. She's got eyelashes. She's, fluttering her eyelashes. She's walking along the road. She's strutting along. And, actually, she's very confident. She's happily going there. And she's got luscious lips now. And also, she's blowing kisses to all her friends, whoever she's seeing, and saying, hola, 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 hola. Hear whatever you say, hi, and all that. Okay, so this one is really happy. She's really strutting along. She's so happy, waving at everybody. And as she's waving and everything, this confidence is causing ripples. The world is slowly seeing a more confident Subra. As the world is seeing a more confident Subra, what happens is there is a little cat who's been watching Subra all along. And then he says, my God, what a lovely cockroach. Right? He goes up slowly to the cockroach. He purrs and he says, Subra, will you marry me? So now Subra is like, she's understanding her position and she's feeling more confident. And then she says, okay, Mr. Cat, what song will you sing for me? Sing me a song. If I like your singing, I will marry you. So how does the cat sing? Can we do that a little louder? Little more louder? Subra said, no. This is scaring me. I'm not going to marry you. I'm sorry. Now Subra walking past, she's a little more confident because she knows she's looking good. At the same time, she also has one marriage proposal down. She's very confident. Now she walks up and she says, okay. She's walking a little down. Now there's she sees this animal with a nice shiny coat, mysterious eyes, okay, and white teeth, nice shiny white teeth. So who, Mr. Fox? So Mr. Fox comes up and says, hi babe, looking so good, will you marry me? So what does Subra say? Sing me a song. If I like the song, I'll marry you. So how does Fox sing? Louder. Now Subra is petrified. She says, no, not possible. So now, but she's more confident. Right? What does she do? She is happy. She is thrilled with herself. At the same time, she is, she's got two proposals down. So now what happens? The confidence increases. And what does she do? She is more and more happier and more confident. As she is confident, there's this little animal who is watching her from the corner. He's seen cat, he's also seen fox. So this man, he's understood. Okay, he's understood how things will work with Subra. So he approaches her. This time it was Mr. Rat. Okay, so he's got whiskers. Very quietly he comes and says, hi my lady, you're looking so nice. Will you marry me? So this guy says, so Subra says, Mr. Mouse, just now I've heard the cat singing, I've heard Mr. Fox singing. I would like to hear how you would sing. Will you sing a song for me? If I like it, I'll marry you. So this rat is smart. He's watched the other two. What does he do? He's brought a guitar, okay? He's got nice music. He's thought of some nice lyrics. He starts singing for her. And how do you think he sang? How? He used all that along with lot of music and it was under a starry night evening, very romantic songs and all we sang. And then now Subra was very, very excited. She was really, really happy. She said, she was delighted. She said, okay, Mr. Rat, I will marry you. So both of them got married. Subra would cook for him. Mr. Rat would sing for her. They lived a happy life. This went on for some time. After a while, now Subra was, she started feeling very bad inside because Rat did not know the real her. Okay, so she goes back after a long time. She goes back into her house. She shuts that door. She takes up that mirror, looks at herself, and she's just looking. She slowly removes that wig, keeps it back. She removes those eyelashes, keeps it back. She goes and washes off the lipstick. Now the heels are there. She kicks it off, and then she looks at herself and says, "Okay, I'm gonna do it." Keeps back the mirror, walks out of that door, walks outside, and now Mr. Rat is shocked. He's looking at her. He looks at her up and down, and he's kind of surprised. And then he says, "Subra, what have you done to yourself? I don't know, you're looking so different. You were very, very beautiful when I saw you. But now, you're even more beautiful." That was when Subra realized that the cat was not looking at her through his eyes. He was seeing her through his heart. Understood? This is a story of self-love. I told you about the skeleton. The skeleton was a transformation from self-hatred to self-love. Right? So that was the point that I wanted to convey, the skeleton of my story. What did I do to it? I added some flesh. I added some gestures. I added some masala. I added some voice modulation, whatever, and I made it a story. Right? These are stories of value. Stories of value can be taught in different ways. There are n number of storytellers across the world, around nearly 6,000 of them in different countries, in different pockets of the world. And storytelling is a profession. Okay? So these are stories through stories you can teach values. And what happens if ever you look at a cockroach, you'll think of me. Yes, because you connected. When I was telling you a story, what happens? When your lecturers, that happened to me also. When they teach you something after a point of time, we zone out. Right? Or it goes way above. But when it is a story, what happens? Not our right brain, not our left brain, but our midbrain connects. Midbrain is your memory. That is why you remember your teachers in your school, your kindergarten, who told you stories, and you remember that story, your grandmother's story, whatever story. Some story would definitely be there in your mind. That connection happens, right? You connect to the individual. As I was telling the story, I was looking at all of you. You were actually imagining that cockroach go wear that wig, wear those eyelashes, weren't you? Yes. So connections happen through storytelling. And when those connections happens, bonding happens. Right? Once you bond, you kind of start to like that person. And as I was telling the story, I also realized that when I took out the mirror and looked at the mirror, many of our heads also followed suit. Right? You would turn. You would actually, because you had become so involved in that story. So storytelling is like that. And that happens to us regularly. Not only oral storytelling, but also visual. So storytelling is there every day in our lives. We all tell stories. You come late to class, you tell stories to your professors. You come, don't you? You want something, you tell stories to your parents. Yes, so we are all born storytellers, each and every one of us in this world. Okay. And storytelling is one of the most important technologies that the world has ever discovered. It's just that we don't know we've forgotten how to use it. But there were many people who knew how to use it. I'm coming into business storytelling, right? Now, can I have that first thing? 2007. Okay, there was this individual called, we all know him.
Apple has been, well, first of all, one's very fortunate if you get to work on just one of these in your career. Apple's been very fortunate. It's been able to introduce a few of these into the world. In 1984, we introduced the Macintosh. It didn't just change Apple, it changed the whole computer industry. In 2001, we introduced the first iPod. And it didn't just change the way we all listen to music. It changed the entire music industry.
Product, what did he do? He took them on a huge journey. He created an interest. He also told them about all the pressures that they had to face, all the frustrations that they had to face all these years. And if you heard the background, there was a lot of clapping, there was a lot of excitement. He created that excitement. He made it such an impactful presentation. The launch was one of the best launches ever today. Because why? He used storytelling. He brought it out like a story. Okay? He not only emotionally connected to the audience, he also made sure that they were aware of the product, they were aware of all the frustrations that went on. They also were aware that Apple had changed the scenario. Okay, so what happened? He made Apple and the iPhone what it is today. Now, right now, they are going through some issues, but he actually created that impact. This is one story, a business story, where storytelling is used and was successful. Story number 2. You all have gone to Starbucks? Yes? Why do you go there? To relax, to drink coffee, yes, of course, and to kind of chill out. Yes, but maybe it is on the higher end, but whatever, you do go there. It's used for business meetings, etc. Who started Starbucks? Any idea? No? As business students, we need to learn all that hereafter. Okay? Now, Starbucks was started by a group of people, but it was bought over by an employee of Starbucks. Okay? And he was working in Starbucks. And as he was working in Starbucks, he left the company because he actually fought with one of his bosses. Okay, he went and he started another small coffee shop. And as he worked in that coffee shop, he took a break. He went to Italy. This was in the year 1983. Okay, he went to Italy, and in Italy, he walked around Italy, and he saw a lot of coffee shops in Italy. Okay, and these coffee shops, the baristas, they knew the customer by name. And people could just sit around, talk, enjoy themselves. It was kind of a very relaxed atmosphere. So that was when he came back and he formulated this small coffee shop and started it off. Then he got some investors. He approached Starbucks and went and bought Starbucks. He bought it and he started running it. His name is Howard Schultz. Now, Howard Schultz wanted to create a story, and he created a narrative for Starbucks wherein people would either go to the office, they would then go home. He wanted a third place where they would go to meet, sit down, relax, have a cup of nice coffee, and either chill out or either conduct business meetings or whatever. So this was the third place that he had decided on. So his narrative was, in all the coffee shops across, from 10 shops in the US, it grew to 100 after he took over in a very short span. Just using this narrative, by making everything that black and green, by those, by that nice coffee that he gave, getting people to just sit through in those, sit as long as they want in those Starbucks coffee shops, whether they buy anything or not. He created an experience. Okay, he brought a story wherein people could enjoy their experience of drinking coffee, just sitting somewhere and making friends. This narrative of his, what did he do? Brought about customer loyalty. Now, suppose you went to a Starbucks group, because when people went there, nobody disturbed them. Nobody said, okay, it's time for the next customer to come in, please leave. All those things were not said. Okay, they were able to sit there, use all their services, their AC, their whatever, the chairs, the comfort, everything, and come back once again. So that's how their clientele grew. That's story number 2. Story number 3, you may not have heard of this person, but this person is a very interesting character. He again visited Argentina 2007, and as he visited Argentina in 2007, he also realized that a lot of Argentinian people did not wear shoes. Okay, and as he was, looking at these people, he also realized he should do something, because when walking without shoes, etc., was very, very difficult. So what he did, he started something called Tom Shoes. Now, Tom Shoes is still there today. It's one of our leading brands in shoe manufacturing, as well as in your spectacle manufacturing, etc. And now Tom Shoes, this guy was, what he did was, he said, for every shoe a customer buys, one shoe he will donate to Argentina. So he made it a mission. So whenever people bought their shoe, they would also contribute to doing good. So people started wanting to do good, and therefore his shoes started selling all over the world, became very famous. Why did he name it Tom Shoes? Because he said doing good for tomorrow. That tomorrow became Tom's because he wanted to catch up on those words, etc. So business storytelling has a place there. So storytelling, if you look at all these 3 different genres, has a place in everyday life in each of our products. Your movies, isn't that storytelling? Yes. And many things that you've learned in your undergraduation, you won't remember. Yes or no? You write the exam, the next day you don't even know, you forget, because you've not actually taken it in. Whereas you watch a 3-hour movie or a 1.5-hour movie, what happens? You will remember ages ago, okay, Rajinikanth in this movie, he did this, he wore this, or whatever, whoever your actor, you remember all that. Stories have that power. Stories have that power of creating a memory. Right? So you have that. There are other stories wherein storytelling is used widely in induction programs in companies. For example, you go to Tata. They will, while they're inducting you inside, they will tell you stories of Ratan Tata, okay, of Jamshedji Tata, etc. For example, they will say, you must have read this story somewhere, but they will also tell you Ratan Tata had come back to, from Ford after he was snubbed by Henry Ford and said Indians do not manufacture anything. So Ratan Tata decided then that he's going to manufacture a low cost car for India. That's how Nano was born. He came back, got his people together, sat down, and every weekend they used to go to Lonavala to have these meetings, brainstorming sessions. In one such trip, the car broke down, and all the vice presidents were there along with him. As the driver was, changing the tire, etc., these people took a stroll. They wanted to smoke or whatever. They walked some further away, and then they turned back. After a while, they realized that Ratan Tata was not there. The boss was missing. So they are, suddenly they realized. They turned around, ran back to call him, and to their surprise, they saw Ratan Tata actually sitting on the ground, beside the driver, his shirts pulled up, and helping him change the tire. Right? Through this story, what do the employees realize? That you may be right on top in the management, or as you go higher in the management, doesn't mean that you don't do shop floor level work. You see something that is not being done, you will get down to basics and do it. Right? So those are things which are told through stories. So you've understood the impact of storytelling? Okay, now I'm going to ask you all to do something. There is a stick here. I want each of you to pick one. Okay, pick whichever one you want and keep it. I'll tell you what to do with it. But give it back to me safely because this has been made we do a lot of skilling programs across India. Okay, these have been made by students in Virupuram, and this is the Virupuram file. So this is from made by students in Virupuram during a storytelling session. So we didn't have the heart to throw it away, so we're using it in other sessions. Okay, so you can take one. Each one take. Okay, when you take your the stick figure, what you will do is, each figure will have a connection, each animal, mostly animals there, or whatever, figures there are, each thing will have a connection to you. I want you to come up and tell me what that connection, everybody will do it, you will do it for 1 minute, exactly, okay? That connection you will tell. It can be a song that you remember, it can be something that you that animal reminds you of, it can be a character of that animal which you have a connection to, something. One small story, right? Your story you will tell. And there's nothing wrong or right in this. And when one person is telling the story, you will appreciate. We will remain quiet, appreciate. No heckling, nothing. Alright? While they were doing these storytelling sessions, what we realized there was a lot of, we understood the talents that these girls and boys in this rural college in Virupuram had. Okay, now many of the girls were not allowed to work outside, go outside and work. They're from villages, etc. So they didn't let them work. So now we have given them work wherein storytellers all over the world need people artwork. Okay, so we realized that these girls were artists and we gave them work. So we get work from people from Argentina, Australia, wherever. They get all these things, they got drawings, etc. They come, they ask them for the drawings, they paint it and they give it, we send it to them, they make money sitting at home. So we've started self-help groups with that. We've also started, there is one boy who can take your picture and through thread work, he makes a beautiful, outline of that picture. Amazing it is. So that boy is in Cuddalore. He actually makes 70,000 per month sitting at home. Gets orders from different parts of the world. Storytelling through pictures. Right? Another girl tells stories through baby pictures. Taking things. So it's all business ideas. Storytelling can be used in various forms. Right? There is one group of boys because Cuddalore was in the, there's a beach. So they go every evening to the beach, they tell stories. Initially it was free storytelling, now they collect money. And they make each one of them makes 5,000 per day. Okay? So storytelling is impactful. You can be in any business, you can also have this as a name. Your name has a story behind it. I don't know whether you all know it or not. If you don't, find out. Find out from your parents why you got your name. Right? Why your name is what it is. Secondly, when you go for interviews, first question they ask you is, tell me about yourself. You have to tell your story. And not the story which you've written in your resume. Nobody wants to know that. Right? Tell them what they need to hear. Okay, then also, moving away from that, we also have to become good storytellers. Whether it is selling your business, whether it is you are making a presentation with data, if you just reel off data, what happens?
So hi guys, my name's Lillian and I got this bunny. So I have a personal little story with the bunny. Since I was a kid, fluffy cute animal, always been obsessed with that. And since I was about 4 or 5, I had a zoology teacher in my school. I was a teacher's kid, so I was allowed to go around to other teachers' houses. So she was a zoology teacher. She had a cage full of bunnies, like say 6 or 7. Always found these ones cute. They gave me a carrot to feed it. Didn't realize it was capable of biting. So I fed the carrot, it fed on me, and never been close to a bunny after that. That's my small little experience.
Myself, Simpson, I have got this peacock nothing much about this peacock because it's our national bird, and I have seen this bird everywhere in MCC. That's it. That's it.
Hey guys, my name is Ansi and I got a mongoose. So I'm scared of mice and I don't have any experience about this.
Purnakala. So people generally compare me with tortoise because I eat very slow, and that's the only one connection I have.
Good. Thank you.
This one is a mice, and whenever I look at a mice, I remember my aunt because she always used to scream while she was cooking because the mice. She is very afraid of mice. That's all.
Hello. Sorry, it's too short.
Take it out.
Hello. My name is Saktivel. So I got a chicken. Wait. Let me finish. Okay, but like this is especially a special one because it's an orange chicken. So when I was a small child, I got a orange chicken as a present from our neighbors because like they had a bunch of these colored chicks purchased, and when one of them died, they couldn't handle the grief, so they gave the rest to us. Well, they gave one to us. So like I used to call this chicken tennis ball, right? Because he was small and he's round. Okay, and you could throw him and he just come back to you, and like a ball, he bounce back to you. He's so when tennis ball grew up, he became white. So I used to call him football after that, because we had to kick him because he'd like come up here and like he'd bite your feet. He was like a very violent man. But like that's what he liked about him because he used to fight a lot, right? He used to fight against dogs, like cats. He wouldn't win, but like he kept fighting no matter what happened, and eventually he died due to old age. So like he's a fighter, So yeah, that's my connection.
Hello, everybody. My name is Louis, and I've gotten a frog. I don't know what to tell, but then I like green because green is nature, and frogs leap also. So I also like to leap in success, maybe.
So hi guys, I'm Jerusha. I'm still confused whether it is a beetroot or an onion. So I hate. So basically, I hate vegetables. That's it.
Hi everyone, I'm Jane Jarlin. I got lion. So I remember that when we went for a Lion King with my family, and my little brother was very scared. He shouted, he screamed, he cried. But after that, after few days, Lion King was his favorite movie. I asked him why you cried that day and why you like Lion King now. He said that time, I don't know, that it is really good. It is really interesting to watch, and today it is really interesting for me to watch. Like that, he said me. I realized that whenever the situation is very tough, whenever it is challenging, or whenever it is fearful, when you face it, it will be really interesting. So face your fears. Thank you.
Hi all, I'm Margaret. I don't have any memories connected to this rabbit, but currently just months before I've seen in YouTube shorts many using rabbit blood for hair growth. I don't know if it really works, so that's what I've got connected with this.
Hello, my name is Beryl. Actually, this looks like both tortoise and the rabbit. They're scared, but I don't know why it looks like this. So this reminds me of the story that we all heard once, tortoise and the rabbit.
That still I couldn't recognize what is this. Let's assume chick. I love to brew chickens, but these chickens are incubators. They don't have mother's help, so they die soon.
So the animal that I received was a rabbit. So I guess, when I was kind of younger, my dad and I were returning back from a place, and we ran over a rabbit. Yeah. So we returning from a place, and then we ran over a rabbit. So we kind of regretted it for 2 weeks. So that's the only thing I remember.
Myself Ashin. So after seeing this, the tortoise and the rabbit, like when I was in childhood, I used to see lot of TV ads. So in that Kisan Jam ad, like I used to see this tortoise and this rabbit story. At last, the tortoise will win the race. So it's because of eating Kisan Jam. So this is my memory while seeing this.
I'm Srivardhani. So I used to hate cats for a reason because there used to be a shop which sells chicks, colored chicks, right in front of my house. I used to buy so many of them and bring it to my house carrying like this. After some point, all the chicks died because of the cat, which ate every chick. I used to see only legs and beaks of the chicks. I used to cry so much. The first thing I remember after seeing this is that stuff. Thank you.
Hello guys, I am Birla. This tortoise in Tamil, Amai. Once myself and friends went to Mahabalipuram beach, so I saw a tortoise upside down. So it was struggling to go back to the sea. So me and myself, me and myself and my friends, so took the tortoise and throw it back to the sea. So it was, tortoise took a relief and it goes back to the sea. That's it.
Everyone knows king is lion is the king of forest. Best example is me. I'm a lion.
So I got duck. So I don't have any memory about duck. So I just want to try duck meat. That's all.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashwin David Jason and I got a tomato. Actually, I don't have any connection with this vegetable because I don't like it. But I can tell you a story because I used to be a football player in my school days, also a sports secretary. But I used to be lean, that's what I'm trying to say. But now I'm looking like a tomato right now. So I'm going through my weight loss journey right now. Yeah.
So hi guys, I'm Benisha and this is a rabbit I got. Everyone has the memory to hear the story like a tortoise and a rabbit. They used to go for a race and the rabbit wins. And another memory is when I was in my kindergarten, they used to have rabbits in the cage. We all like to have it in our hands, but they won't let it because we may squeeze it low. So we can't feed that. But we used to feed our biscuits, murukku, like that we used to keep it. They will scold us for that. So, but at last time also we didn't have the chance to get the rabbits in our hands. But that was my last regret. Okay, thank you.
My name is Escalin and I got this rabbit bunny thingy. I personally don't have any experience with it. I just find it cute and fluffy and yeah, that's all.
Hi people, myself Gopinath. I got Snow White, actually a beautiful woman. This reminds me of a person who comes for a church. Her name is Selena. She's a German, so she's more cute like a Snow White. So it reminds me of her, and also she makes some good cinnamon rolls. So this made me remind of her. Okay.
Hi, I'm Agilan. I got fish. Actually, I don't like fish to eat. In my school days, I got lot of fish in my fish tank in my home, but unfortunately, all of the fish was died now.
Thank you.
Hi guys, I got lion, that too sleepy lion. So I think according to lions, the males sleep and the females hunt and come. So like that, I used to always sleep in my home, and my mom makes every food and brings to me.
Got a rabbit with a carrot. I just remember the first day in the campus when they give a free lunch. I have started to eat and suddenly the photographer came and the videographer came. So unable to eat. If you see this, it has the carrot in its hand but unable to eat because of if someone is looking at when we are eating, it's inconvenient. So that's the thing I remember.
I just only remember the funnel I had broken at the chemistry class when I was going to school. Just, it's just I am only relatable to it.
Put your finger in. Yes. And show it to them.
Hi guys, I think it's a cat, and we as a family we have a lot of cats in our house, and I've also got a lot of marks in my body with cats, and I believe everybody used to say that cats take all the negative energy from us, and so that is very special. And every time my cat comes to me, no matter how stressed I am, I'm relieved because it is there around me. So I think that is one great memory for me. Thank you.
Myself, Naveen. Hello, guys. So I used to play cricket in school times. In crucial match, I want to score like 10 runs in 1 over. So I'm in the middle of the pitch. First ball.
My name is Alan. I think it's a tiger. I actually don't know what to say. I haven't prepared anything, but since I have to say something, I'm gonna tell this. When it's not your time, keep your mouth shut. When it is your time, grab it.
Got an elephant. This remembers me that you guys would have come across Veerappan. So when I got this, I just remembered this thing, but you know the other things, whatever happened. And recently I was scrolling through shorts. The owner was saying how much it costed. It costed around 1 crore. So I was thinking to do a business with elephants also.
I'm Austin. I got this bunny. First of all, I don't even like this bunny. It actually looks scary, but I feel like how people think this is cute and all. And this does not look cute. I don't have any experience with this and all. Thank you.
Yes. So I'm a zoology student. So I had to study about this snakes. So I happened to one day wear a t-shirt that had a small snake. It was not a snake, it was a leopard print. But somehow my teacher decided it was a snake print, and she used to make me stand in front of the class and she would explain that this is a snake, this is the leg. And she would literally take the whole anatomy class of snake with me in the middle. So I hated snakes and I hate leopards also because of that.
Hello everyone, my name is Gayatri. So during back those days, there was an ad, everyday battery. So I saw a battery ad with an tortoise which goes very fast. So it was, I was very young, so I don't know, the tortoise is a slow animal which can walk so very slowly. And later, after growing up, and I went to play school, and like teachers used to tell the hare and tortoise story. And I came to know that tortoise is not an animal which goes fast and which will move slowly. So that's.
So I guys, myself, Daniel, I got duck. So I know nothing much about it. All I know about this was Donald Duck. It's look cute, but I wonder how it tastes. But trust me, guys, it doesn't taste. That's not good. Like I tasted once, like in barbecue nation or like after barbecue, it tastes bad and smells bad.
Hi, I'm Karina and I got an elephant. I once remember I got missing from an elephant.
So hello guys, I'm Kumar. I got a yellow chick. This reminds me of a chick I killed 2 weeks ago in my driving lessons. I ran over a car on it. It was really miserable, but I still got my license.
I got a monkey. During my school days, we had many monkeys surrounded around our hostel. So at that time, we don't go to class until the monkeys were studying bunk the class. So myself, Naveen Subra, and I got an elephant.
which is not my spirit animal. But have you ever seen a wild elephant so calm and peaceful? No. Like that's like my father who used to throw me like a hug. And my mother is like a temple elephant who used to be more lovable. So that's an elephant. It's resembles my family. And that's okay.
Hey guys, I'm Hari. So I will just go back and say the story about the race between these two. But I think we should learn something from these two. That is, be patient in every move you make. So thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Ramakrishnan. I got a rat.
Nicely collected.
The only thing I can remember is that whenever I used to go to my home, I used to stay in hostel. Whenever I used to go to my home, I see my younger cousins and I'd be like, I'll do my face like this. And now my mother's I need to sound. Actually, now I'm getting scared. That's why I think that sound is also not coming. Others I make the sound also. And now my mother is like, she's saying in Hindi, चूहा का मुंह बना हुआ ना कि दांत भी बाहर निकल गया. Now we're supposed to, now we are in need of a braces. So this is the memory I have.
Hey guys, I'm Gayatri and I got a guide and I have no memories with it as I haven't seen this in my life. And I just remember watching cinema movie. That's it.
So hi all, I'm Rahul. So I got a tomato. So with this tomato I can say a story. So I'm a kind of person used to see perfection in everything. So so in grade 8 I went to a vegetable shop to buy a tomato, but I looked for perfection for tomato. So I bought one tomato in one store. And another one, I got 10 tomatoes and I went home late at night and I got 4 tomatoes. So that's the story I want to say.
Hi guys, I'm Santosh. I do not know anything about it, but recently I saw it in Reels. It's called the person is having catching a duck and meanwhile like that skipping, it's time there in kitchen.
Hi guys, I'm Azad. I assume it to be an ice cream with hair and eyes, etc. So the story I had to learn is I used to live in Santo. So when I was a kid, I used to live in Santo. While once my father bought me his ice cream, I just did it and went straight to the beach, waves near the waves. So yeah, there were high tides on that day. I was naughty boy used to be there those times. I just wanted to have a swim at the sea. I'll just wash my legs at the sea. So I just walked away, eating this ice cream, and went towards the sea. My bad luck, the ice cream fell to the ground. So I felt bad and returned back. So or else, who knows? I would have drowned in the sea.
Myself Logi. So I got a emoji. So when now I'm seeing my crush, my face is a picture.
You know guys, I got this tortoise. I heard one big story regarding this tortoise. Whenever a tortoise get into a construction house, they will be telling that they will never construct that house. They will left that construction and in Tamil they can tell that ஆவ உள்ள நுழைஞ்சா அந்த வீடு விளங்காது. So I can relate to this tortoise. Thank you.
Hello guys, I am D1 and I got elephant. This elephant I have saw in zoo and
After 2 years,
Quiet.
This remembers me during last period in Tamil Nadu there was a big debate between army friends. Basically, today morning when we go to innovation park, we saw they there. And another thing is that whenever see this leaf do, they should not be caged. All the other animals will be caged since it is harmful animal. So hi guys, I'm Timothy, and I think this is a dog. Yeah, I think this is
It's a hand puppet.
Oh, it's so you know what? Since everyone used rabbit, I guess this is a dog. This reminds me of a time when I had a Dashan. It's called also a hot dog. And it was called Putti, and I'm only remembered by it because I had to take care of it and it died due to cancer. So yeah, it's a sad story.
So I've got a sad energy over here. So every one of us would have experienced this feeling from our childhood until now. But in each and every phase of our life, the way of expressing it will change. Cat. I'm not a pet lover or anything, so I stay with him. So I don't have any
Hi guys, I'm Niveta. I got elephant again, and I don't have any personal related story related to this. I also thought of telling that Punky only, but he said the last climax scene I got emotional since I love animals.
Pass it on there. I think the last one.
Hi guys, I got a thinking emoji. After seeing this, I got one drop in my mind. Think before you.
I'll finish with one story.
Rabbit. So when I was studying second year or third, my father gave that gravy as chicken gravy. So I gave my mother
Hi guys, I'm Rupa Kalyani. I have got deer. When I go to hostel, I will see deer daily basis. So it will be very. I won't be missing my family. I will see daily. So it will be feel happy for me.
Thank you. Everyone's done? Okay. Now, no, your teacher.
I got tortoise. I don't know, it is unfortunately, this is one particular thing I like most. Okay. In my house, I have tortoise sculpture in various ways like marbles, and I have it in a glass, in wood. So I love tortoise. I don't know how I got this stuff because I chose. And one thing, like one person said about ஆமை, right? In Tamil சொன்னாங்க ஆமை வந்தா வீடு வெள்ளங்காத்து அப்படின்னு. That is not a proper meaning of that. There are 8 things in Tamil like தீண்டாமை, கல்லாமை அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. There are so many things. Okay, so in your house you should not have all those things. So that is the right proper meaning of that. So please don't take it in a wrong way that if you have a tortoise, you should not keep it in your house. It's not like that, okay? Even those things are like தீண்டாமை, கல்லாமை, அந்த மாதிரி நிறைய வார்த்தை இருக்கு தமிழ்ல. So அதெல்லாம் தான் உங்க வீட்டுக்குள்ள வரக்கூடாதுன்னு சொல்ற ஒரு விஷயம் அது. So I thought I will say that, and I love actually. So maybe I'll share a picture whatever I have in the form of tortoise with you guys. Okay. Thank you.
I got tomato. So you all know without tomato we can't prepare anything. So I love cooking. So I think tomato is one of the most important ingredient which we have to add in every dishes. So I think tomato also plays an important role in just like recipes in our life also. So we should be like tomato. We should be an important ingredient in our life.
Why this exercise is given is, you're all new. Yes? Now, kind of you got to know each other. Yes? You know who's who, how they express themselves, how they talk, what kind they are, humor, shyness, everything. And you also got to know your teacher. Right? So you are hungry, catch hold of her. And if if you're into, about art and things like that, you're Suganya is well. Okay, now I'm going to finish off with one short story. Some of you may have read it somewhere, I've tweaked it a little bit, but then this is to finish off with a laugh. Okay? And with a lesson also. Okay, so this was quite some years ago when I just got married and I had a baby, a small baby. My daughter is 18 years old now, she was born then. And we were coming back from the US. My husband was working there and I was coming back here with my daughter. And at that point of time, I don't know whether it happens now, when you come back from any foreign tour, you have to buy gifts for everybody in your family. You forget one person, it becomes a huge problem. Okay, now it's become less because everything is available everywhere. So the luggage also was lots of things to carry back. I had this little baby in my hand, she was cranky, it was long travel, okay, and I was tired alone and a new mother, so it was kind of a very difficult experience. I had one stopover at Heathrow Airport, and Heathrow Airport is a very difficult airport to navigate. Okay, and it's a very busy airport. You don't know where you are, what you're doing, and then suddenly, people everywhere, and you have to be very, very, very alert. So at that point of time, I just found a place. I found my, where I had to board the next plane. I found the place. I just sat down, found a table to sit down, a little, a seater where I could place my baby and she could sleep. And in this tiredness, I went and bought a coffee and a cookie packet and a newspaper, and I came and said, "Ha!" and I sat down. As I sat down and I was reading the newspaper, I realized I looked just opposite me. There was this good-looking guy walking. So in all this tiredness, when you see somebody nice, you feel happy, right? So I also felt, wow. I was looking at him, and then he was walking towards me, sat across me, and he sat down. He was a very, very happy, very smiling, a very nice kind of a person. He sat down, and then the next thing I know, we didn't talk. The next thing I know, he reaches out and he opens the cookie packet and takes one cookie. I'm like, wow, this guy is so good looking but no manners at all. Now he's eating this cookie from my cookie packet, he's not even asking. He said, okay, doesn't matter, I remember people saying share and all that. So I said, okay, and he took one cookie. Then now I'm hungry, right? I'm also angry, not with a lot of people, with my husband also, because I'm with, he's happily there and I'm craving with all these things, coming back, and I took another cookie. So then I took a cookie. I'm a little small built, and we women eat a little slowly. This guy was a 6-footer and long arms, and he took another cookie and one cookie walked inside. And I'm like, oh my god, only 10 cookies, 2 gone. This is not fair. So I reached out and I tried to eat a little fast. Then so this one cookie, then he took another one. It went on like this. Finally, there was just last cookie left. Now this last cookie, I was determined, no way this guy is not going to take it. Okay, he is not going to get it. By now I was really angry, thinking how dare he, after all this I can't even get up and go get another cookie packet, but here he is eating all these cookies. So the last cookie, what he did, just as I was going to reach out, he reached, broke the cookie in half, got up, walked away, walked towards, took a few steps that side, turned around, put the cookie in his mouth, smiled at me, waved at me, walked out. Now I was heights of anger. Anyway, I said half a cookie, how dare he do this? By the time my announcement came, So I quickly went and gathered everything with the cookie in my, I didn't want to leave that half cookie also, put it in my mouth, walked towards the boarding gate and with everything. And as I walked towards the boarding gate and opened my handbag to take out my boarding pass, I look inside, what do I see? My cookie packet. So till now, I was eating the cookie packet which he had bought and I was getting angry. What he had done, he would empathize with a woman who was carrying a baby, who had this child, okay? So that was a lesson in empathy for me. He put himself in my shoes. He was being nice to me, right? So one thing as business leaders, as business people, whether you're an employee working anywhere, whatever you are at home also, whatever, wherever do you do with your teachers also, empathy is an important quality that we need to have. Put yourself in the other person's shoes before you complain, before you do anything, right? With that story, thank you so very much. Happy, may you all have a wonderful story to write, to tell, and I mean it's all going to begin here, and wishing you a very happy story. Thank you so much. Not anybody can achieve anything. You just have to have the mind to it. Okay, and the first story I told you about Jordan River, one of my friends, a close friend of mine, Bessie Sisson, she wanted me to tell this story, so I'm telling this to you. All right? Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the wonderful session. I think you all have, participated very actively, and I believe you'll be taking out something on this. Okay? So anything like you can become any. I think I remember storytelling when my mom used to say some stories. So that is the time I heard about the storytelling. After that, today only I am seeing that particular title. So it's really refreshing for us, ma'am. Thank you very much.